Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Tennova Healthcare. Care, right there in their name. That's the one thing that stood out to me when I turned to Tennova for health issues. It stood out again when my father turned to Tennova for his health issues. Their people care. You are treated like a person, not a number. I can't think of a better thing to say about a hospital than that. Tennova.com for you to learn more about Tennova Healthcare, who I trust implicitly. All right, back with Mark Pankratz. Tennessee is absolutely terrible on the road this year. They have one road victory overall, but let's take a look. It's not good around the SEC either. If we have the graphic, some of the record, there we go. LSU is 500, South Carolina is 500. This is after yesterday's game. Nobody else at 500, but you look, Georgia, Vandy, 2-5 each. Florida 1-4, Mississippi State 1-5, Ole Miss 1-5, Arkansas and Tennessee 1-6, Auburn and Missouri 0-6. Home teams are winning 74% of the time in SEC play. Mark, is Tennessee's issue more than everyone else's issue? Because it would seem that nobody's really good. Or is this just college basketball, tough to win on the road?
Well, I think SEC, there's a couple really good teams, and then there's a whole bunch of other ones. Mm-hmm. And if they're very even, the home atmosphere is going to give you a couple extra points. Whether that's because the fan side of it. And so, but I think from Tennessee's standpoint, I think one reason why we're not as good on the road is because we shoot a ton of three-pointers. And it's just hard to win on the road that way. You got guys, we don't have guys that can go in and make a play for somebody else to get somebody else an easier shot.
But why is it harder to shoot threes on the road? Is it just a different backdrop, different rims, you're not used to it? Is it just a mental thing?
It is. And I'm not a big, you said before the break about coaches just going in, the coaches just have that
we're beat.
Yeah, we're going to lose because we're on the road. You've heard Coach Barnes say that. I don't understand why it's more difficult to win on the road. Yeah, you got to travel. Yeah, you get out of your routine. It's just different. But when it all comes down to it, you're playing ball. But shooting backgrounds, crowd atmosphere, it is different.
Home team usually gets more free throws. Now, you think that's a conscious effort on officials to take care of the home team, or do you think that's a subconscious thing where everybody wants to please people? Somewhere deep down, they're going to get booed if they make the wrong call. How much of this do you put on officiating, and home teams get most of the calls?
Well,
or do you buy that?
There is a difference. I think you hit on it from the official standpoint. They get caught up into the emotion of the game. It's just human nature. But I think the biggest thing that you'll see some of the better teams have, they also have an inside presence. You look at Texas A&M, you look at USC or LSU, Kentucky. They got guys they can throw the ball into, and on the backside they can defend the rim better. And that is just a recipe for winning on the road more than just continuing to shoot perimeter jump shots.
Quick thoughts on Doug Sermon's tossing John Calipari yesterday, 2 minutes into the game.
Man, I would wish that the officials had to be interviewed after a game just like a coach does or just like a player does, because Cal's got to respond to it. Doug, what did he say to you? Let's get your side of the story. But it's always funny to see Cal get thrown out that quick.
All right, let's take a look here very quickly at Tennessee's remaining schedule. The exit polls are in. I could call some of these races. I'll just go ahead and say it. The Kentucky, South Carolina, Vanderbilt on the road, just chalk them up. They're losses. You're not going to win those games. You've got LSU, which is going to be tough. You can beat Arkansas at home. You can beat Ole Miss at home. Tennessee 12-13 overall, 1-8 on the road. It's even worse when you throw in the neutral site games that they've not won. But I think you're looking right there at probably 14-17.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's hard to pick against any of those. You almost would say they're going to win one that they shouldn't win and lose one that they should win.
Right.
To even it out. But yeah, it's a tough sledding from here.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Mark Pankratz will be back with us a little bit later. When we come back, we promised people we'd be doing something special on Valentine's Day. Who are the most beloved sports figures in Tennessee? Will be in Tennessee sports history. We'll discuss that next on the Sports Source. Come on back.